April 18th, 2007 is a day I will never forget. I was 10 years old. Me and my elder brother were both doing our homework, but our eyes were glued to the TV, where the Copa del Rey semifinal was being broadcast live between Barcelona and Getafe. At that time, I didn't know how great a player Eto'o was. I had no idea how well Iniesta and Xavi played. My only wish was for Barcelona to win this match. Then in the 28th minute of the match, a long-haired boy picked up the ball right at the center of the field and skillfully dribbled the players, carrying the ball to the goalpost. I didn't even know this boy's name, but what he did became history. And the commentator's words echoed in everyone's minds. Incredible Messi. Incredible Messi. Incredible Messi. Goal. 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 That day, I fell in love with that boy. Like love at first sight, and today the world knows him as Lionel Messi. My love for him grew so much that I used to argue with friends on his behalf. If anyone said Ronaldo was a better player than Messi, I used to end my friendship with him. And today, I'm making this video as a tribute to my childhood love for him. This is a tribute to Messi, who has achieved great successes in his career but also faced some failures. There have been joyful moments and heartbreaking scenes. Messi has brought us many reasons to celebrate while also giving us many reasons to feel devastated. So, let me tell you the story of this football genius, for I have witnessed it all through my own eyes. I have seen the joy and sorrow of Messi's victories and defeats, and I want you to see it too. So, are you ready to dive into this ocean of emotions? Messi lovers, are you ready? Before I start this story, I have made a challenge to myself. My challenge is from myself, but I need your help in this. Maybe you will laugh after hearing this, or if you are a Ronaldo fan, you will also make fun of me in the comments. My challenge is that I want to make this YouTube channel bigger than Ronaldo's YouTube channel. I know it sounds weird to say and think, but it's just like 20 years ago, who would have thought that this guy would make it all in the world of football. So Messi fans, subscribe and support this channel. And after I get 1 million subscribers, I will show you my face. Now coming to the story. This story begins on June 24th, 1987, in the village of Rosario, Argentina, where a child named Thiago was born to Celia and Jorge. However, we will start the story from the moment I witnessed everything with my own eyes. Yes, after that incredible Messi goal, I was completely immersed in my love for him. I even grew my hair long just like Messi's, which made my teachers scold me at school, but I couldn't even think of cutting it. That was a time when Ronaldo was also at the peak of his career. Every few days, he scored a brilliant goal for Manchester United, making headlines. On the other hand, during that time, people began calling Messi the next Maradona. Maradona himself had predicted that Messi would be the best player of the next generation. Both players were making a mark with their successes. When Ronaldo won the Ballon d'Or in 2008, I realized that it was a significant award given to the best player of the year. I fervently wished for Messi to win it in 2009. And Messi not only met that wish but continued to do so for 4 consecutive years. During those 4 years, he won the Champions League twice, a Club World Cup, 2 Spanish Cups, a UEFA Super Cup, and 3 La Liga titles. Every time Messi lifted a trophy, my happiness soared. In those 4 years, Messi, alongside Iniesta, Xavi, and Busquets, played under Pep Guardiola's coaching in a way that people still talk about today. The style of play and passing they exhibited was unprecedented in football history. In 2009, another event occurred. I also got my hair cut short along with Messi. And how can I forget the 2010 World Cup? Argentina won all 4 matches, and although Messi didn't score, I was thrilled with Argentina's victories. But then we faced Germany. I have a deep hatred for that team. It was that team that knocked Messi out of the World Cup twice. That night, when Argentina lost 4-0, I couldn't sleep at all, and in the morning, I had a high fever. My parents gave me some medicine, which helped me recover somewhat. The pain from that World Cup lingered for the next 4 years. Little did I know that the agony awaiting me in the 2014 World Cup would far exceed that pain, and it would continue to haunt me with more heartbreaks over the following years. During those 4 years, I also grew up and turned 15. It was a time when the debate in the football world was whether Messi was the best player or Ronaldo. Many arguments about this heated up to fights. Over the next 2 years, Messi won trophies and scored numerous goals, but the Ballon d'Or kept going to Ronaldo, which took a toll on my health since I was not used to that pattern. The joy Messi had instilled in me over the previous 4 years was fading. The night the Ballon d'Or was announced and Ronaldo won it, I couldn't sleep. I spent the entire night wondering how it was possible for Ronaldo to win it. My love for Messi grew day by day. I rejoiced in Messi's and Barcelona's happiness, and at times couldn't even eat due to sorrow. After 2 consecutive years of Ronaldo winning the Ballon d'Or in 2015, Messi won it for the 5th time, and my joy multiplied when Ronaldo's son mentioned in an interview that his father couldn't sleep the night Messi won his 5th Ballon d'Or. Then came the 2014 World Cup. The tournament started perfectly for Argentina, even better than the last World Cup, with Messi showing up in top form. In the very first match, he scored against Bosnia. In the second match, he scored a last-minute goal against Iran, leading Argentina to a win. In the third match, he scored 2 goals against Nigeria. It seemed like this World Cup was meant for Messi. Argentina reached the quarterfinals after Di Maria scored a late winner against Switzerland, and Messi's team defeated Belgium 1-0. Then came the day that became the saddest day of my life. In the 112th minute of the match, my eyes were glued to Twitter feeds. During those 120 minutes, I unleashed a torrent of curses. To this day, I've probably never cursed that much in my life. When a player from Germany, who hadn't even been visible throughout the World Cup, suddenly scored in the 113th minute. Oh my God, what just happened? I felt as if I was having a heart attack. As soon as the referee blew the final whistle to end the match, it felt like my world had collapsed. It felt like everything in this world had come to an end. There was no longer a purpose to live. Everything was over. I didn't want to live anymore. The following days were filled with torment. But Messi was still in this world, so we gathered our spirits once again and set out with Messi one more time. For more pain awaited us. The pain was increasing. And the following year, in 2015, when Messi tried to lessen the pain of the World Cup by winning the Champions League. But just a month had not passed since that joy when Argentina lost another final, and this time it was Chile that became the reason for that pain. If it were up to me, this man would have been killed by my hands. After yet another disappointment, we had become somewhat accustomed to suffering. One disappointment after another kept coming our way. In 2016, we lost the Copa America final once again. This time, the player missing the penalty was none other than our own prince, Messi. So the pain was a bit greater. But as I mentioned earlier, we had become used to bearing the pain, yet Messi seemed to want to test our endurance. Messi announced his retirement from international football. However, at the insistence of others, he had to reconsider this decision. When Messi reversed his decision, only then did I feel a glimmer of hope. We realized that if we wanted to stay with Messi, we had to get accustomed to all this. But deep down, there was certainty in my heart that Messi would not give up. Messi would rise again, with the same magnificence and magic. He would perform such magic that the world would be astonished. With that confidence in our hearts, the 2018 World Cup arrived, and once again we reached Russia carrying the weight of our desires. And once again, the sharp sword of our hopes was cruelly cut down. Argentina, without showing any good performance, was eliminated by France in the round of 16. Once again, we had to return with our heavy hearts. Then in 2020, Messi left Barcelona fans in tears and went to PSG. But I was not one to stop. I had to reach France along with my love. There, The man that had beaten us in the World Cup was also present. Oh God, now I would have to support them too. And for Messi, we supported Mbappe as well. It was difficult, but it had to be done. During this time, the Copa America of 2021 came. This time, we were fully prepared to accept this pain. But perhaps God had listened to us this time. It was this moment that we had been longing for many years. Yes, indeed, Messi's Argentina finally achieved this feat. Messi won the Copa America in 2021. That day, it felt like I had reached paradise. Seeing Messi's happiness made it seem like I had everything I desired. I celebrated that joy for a week, and this journey of happiness was not going to stop there. Then, Messi's team defeated the European champions Italy, silencing those who said European football was unbeatable. One joy after another kept coming. Messi had also won his 7th Ballon d'Or. The impact of all this happiness was also felt on my physical health. Oh God, not so much happiness. I won't be able to bear all this happiness. But God said, this is just the beginning. Just look ahead at what is to come. You sent. Then came the 2022 World Cup when I was 25 years old. I arrived in Qatar filled with great hopes. Messi's team had come having won 2 trophies and not losing a single match for almost 2 years. So, this time Messi's team made a grand entrance into Qatar. However, in the first match, something happened that made me wish the sky would split and fall on me. How could the Saudi team possibly defeat us? The voices of people echoed in my ears all night. Where is Messi? Where is Messi? Where is Messi? But in the next 2 matches, Messi's magic worked, and we reached the round of 16 where we face Australia. Thanks to Messi and Alvarez's for brilliant goals. Argentina qualifies for the quarterfinals, where a match was waiting to test our heartbeats. Initially, Argentina happily scored 2 goals, but then they conceded 2 goals that nearly stopped our hearts. In the ups and downs of those breaths, Argentina won the match on penalties. The semi-final against Croatia was somewhat comfortable, and after winning that, we faced those 120 minutes that had never been seen or heard in the entire history of football. In those 120 minutes, I lived and died dozens of times. My heart also refused to keep beating that day. If Martinez hadn't stopped that ball or Dybala hadn't stopped it right there, my life would have been over. At that moment, my heart had stopped working. Everything was going so well. Argentina was playing with a 2-goal lead. It felt like just 20 more minutes and Argentina would win the match. But can you watch an Argentina match calmly? That's just not possible. In no time, 2 goals were scored, and it felt like this game wouldn't end. For the next 40 minutes, we wandered through the chaotic valleys of emotions. Then came the moments I watched with my hand on my heart. But everything turned out well here. Martinez must have sensed the fragility of our hearts, that we could bear no more burden. And then came a name that will never be forgotten. Gonzalo Montiel. That goal gave us the moment we had been waiting for years. As soon as the goal was scored, I lay down and stayed that way for 5 minutes, only listening to the English commentator. His words gave me such joy that my ears had never received such delight, nor would they ever again. It felt like maybe this was the moment for which I had come to this world. I need nothing else in this world now. I got everything. When Messi kissed the World Cup for the first time, it felt like the entire universe had converged into the World Cup and Messi was kissing it. I celebrated that victory so much that there was no limit. That day, I had no complaints from anyone. Since then, I watch football matches as if I invented the game. It makes no difference whether Messi wins or loses. It doesn't matter how many goals Ronaldo scored in Saudi Arabia. It doesn't matter that Real Madrid won another Champions League. There's no sadness that Guardiola's Manchester City is in terrible shape now. Now, I simply enjoy the matches. The impact of winning and losing for someone has disappeared. because we have lost everything and we have won everything. Now I am 27 years old. Thank you, Messi, for giving me all these memories. Thank you for making these 17 years of my life so beautiful. I love you very much, Messi. I just wish to hug you. If I ever get the chance, this wish will also come true in my life. Thank you to all the viewers.